Hi, I'm Fran Torsen. I've been presenting webinars for years, and I have stopped using GoToWebinar because now I can do webinars on my blog. I can host an unlimited number of attendees, and I have no monthly fees. I'm using a very simple WordPress plugin called Hangout plugin that taps into the Google Plus and YouTube network and lets me broadcast live webinars and get immediate replays, and there's no muss or fuss with video editing software, rendering, or any of that other stuff that was a complete time suck when I was using GoToWebinar. And I'm using this for training webinars, for meetings, interviews, and all kinds of virtual meetings. Now let me show you just how easy this is. Now you're looking at the back end of my blog at the dashboard for a Hangout plugin. Now for all intents and purposes, Hangout is Google's word for webinar or online meeting, so we're going to go with the word Hangout here for the duration, okay? But Hangout and webinar are words I'm using interchangeably in many cases. And by the way, I've got this plugin installed on several blocks, so this is a rather new installation. We're going to create a new Hangout rather easily, and I'll just click that button, and voila. All right, so now we can see that we have what we need to create our event page. In subsequent videos and at other times, we can talk about the other pages because this is a really cool plugin that lets you do a lot. So let's set up the event, show you just how easy this is. We're going to set up an event that's about public domain. I've been working with public domain for years and years, and I'm getting ready to do a very advanced training about that. So let's say I'm going to do that in the first week of August, and that probably will be at about, 4 p.m. Eastern time. You see, you can make this very, very customized. And by the way, if you want to change times or change any elements of this, you can go back later and do that. All right, this is going to be the right Hangout time. I do want to take registrations, absolutely. It's going to be a little bit of list building here. Now here we have a number of registration systems that we can use. There's a choice of autoresponders or a default system. So if you're not using an autoresponder system right now, or if you don't want to, you can use the default system, in which case you can collect registrations on your WordPress blog, and then you can send out messages and reminder notices to people automatically without having to use your autoresponder. But I like Aweber. I'm very happy with Aweber. I'm going to fill this in. All right. Field names. I have some autoresponder code here I have saved to put my form on the page. I'm going to send notifications to people. Do I want chat on the registration page? No. I like chat on the live page, but not on the registration page. Let's say this is going to be a public Hangout. Do we want a countdown timer? You bet. I like this one over here. Okay, I'll take that one. And then we're going to take a look at page design. Now, I happen to know there is a lot more coming, a lot more templates coming. I'm going to take the real simple one right here. You could get as fancy as you want, but for the purpose of this webinar, I'm going to just take the simple one. So let me add a headline, my headline text. I've got that saved here. So I'm going to enter my headline text over here. And I've got subheadline text also. I'm going to cut and paste and insert that over here. Now, let me show you something really neat. For the headline text, subheadlines down here. All right, now we have that where it belongs. Now the headline text can be formatted. Arial is the default. I like this particular one, and I'll show you why when we open it up. Because I like it because it's a little bit more condensed, and you can add more text at the top of the page, and it doesn't, kind of go to the edge of the page there. I'm going to leave that at the other settings. And for my subheadline, what I think I want to do is I want to add a little bit of color to that one. So I'm going to copy the color code right there. Okay. And then we've got to look at the page here. Now, the way it's set up, the Hangout timer is on top. Personally, I like to put my registration page above that, and so I will make that change. You'll see we have a WYSIWYG editor right here, and we can add photos or bullet points, anything you want. You can get as fancy as you like there. I'm just going to keep it simple right now. And then there are some additional header settings. If you want to put your logo at the top of the page, you can do that. I will enable social sharing. I'm not going to worry about the logo stuff right now. And then I am going to update my event here. I'm going to save this as an event. And then we'll take a peek and see what it looks like. It's really, really simple. A really great way to build a list. It's a really neat alternative to GoToWebinar, some of those expensive webinar solutions. So here we have a live URL for the countdown page. Let's see what that looks like. Okay, so here is your page, real fast. Have you ever seen anything so fast? So we've got the headline up here, and you can do a lot of tweaking. One of the things I love about this plugin is it lets you do a lot of fine-tuning. You've got your social sharing at the top, your headline, your sub-headline. This is my autoresponder form that I set up in Aweber. There is my clock, and at the bottom of the page, this is also very neat, there is a contact form that will let people, reach you and contact you prior to the event. That becomes a chat form when your event goes live. Okay, so there's Hangout plugin. So check it out. therealtogram.com/plugin will take you to a page where you can learn more. Check it out. Go for it. Install it on your blog. And hey, when you have your first Hangout on your blog, please send me an invitation.